Okay, good morning and welcome to Iyun Shulchan Orach. Today we're dealing with Siman Vav. I want to go straight to Sif Beis over here, where we talk about more of this bracha on Al Netilas Yadayim. Um, it says here in Sif Beis, Yesh Nogin Lahamti Levarach Al Netilas Yadayim Ad Poam Lebeis HaKnesses Massage on some Shar Bracha. Some people it's Machlokas. Siman Sif Beis talks about this. When do you say on the Netilas Yadayim? Do you say it right when you wake up, Nigel Vaser in the morning, or do you say it no when you get to the shul or not? And basically the halachic consensus is that you do say it uh, when you get. It's not really clear. I mean, some people say you could say it when you wake up. Some people say when you get to the shul. It's different people have different minhagim. And Gimel it says Berachas l'chayin Hashem Pesach is a baruch. There's a question why l'chayin Hashem doesn't start with a baruch. Normally bracha start with bracha Hashem. It doesn't start. So the Shulchan Aruch gives the opinion that it's a bracha hadah, like a bracha on rain. So therefore you don't need to start with a bracha. But the Torah brings another day that you're making al Netilas first, right, when you wake up in the morning. So then you say al kain shama after that. So then it will be a bracha smuch al chaverta, and therefore you don't say a bracha because the beginning bracha is already your yotze with the bracha al Netilas. Let's go on to explain what's going on over here. Now, Shulchan Aruch passes that this reason, not the bracha al smuch al chaverta, which why doesn't he paskin that way? It would seem to indicate the Shulchan Aruch assumes that you're not supposed to make the bracha al Netilas in the morning when you wake up. How could that be? We talked about the Rush and the Rashba and Siman Dalet. The Rush says that the bracha al Netilas is going on your Nagel Vaser in the morning because you have to cleanse your hands. The Rashba says the Priya Chadasha. There's questions with both of them. According to the Rush, you wouldn't have to do it 3 times. You just have to do it to clean your hands, even to clean it on wood or something like that would be okay. According to the Rashba, there's no real source for the Rashba. To make a bracha al Netilas on that. It's kind of no source for that. I want to go straight to the Gemara to figure out, to get clear what's going on over here. And I'm going to bring you 2 Gemaras in Brachos. There's a Gemara in Brachos on the Samach Amud Beis, and there's a Gemara in Brachos on the Tedvav Amud Aleph. The Gemara on Samach Amud Beis says that before you go to sleep, you're supposed to say Hamafil Chevle Shena, the bracha to say before you go to sleep. And then it says, when you wake up, Chi'itar, what's the first thing you say? Elokai Neshama. What? What about Al Netilas? What about Modani? What about Asher Yatzar? Right? The Shulchan Aruch Paschal. If you don't go to the bathroom at night, you sleep the whole night, you say Asher Yatzar. You didn't go to the bathroom. Where are all these brachas? What happened to them? Ki'itar, this is exactly the Gemara says. The Gemara says the first bracha, the first thing you do when you wake up, you say Elokai Neshama. Now, some people will obviously substitute Modani, sounds like the same thing. Elokai Neshama, we praise the Neshama. Modani Vanecha. Zar to be nishmasi, right? Same idea, but it's not the same thing. What's going on over here? And then on the second Gemara, and then on that Gemara, Samach Beis says, and then you make a lot of brachas. You make a bracha on your tzitzis when you put them on, and then it goes into all the brachas shachar. When you hear the rooster sound, you make nasan l'sech bina, and you make all these brachas. You put on your tefillin, and you say all the brachas shachar, and then right before the last brachas shachar, it says, then you're supposed to wash your hands and make al Netilas and wash your face also. And then he says you make the bracha, the last bracha, I forget what it's called, the last bracha shachar, whatever, the long one. So you make that the last one. So Al Netilas then? Why then? I mean, the way you look up in the Sidurim that we have nowadays, it's put before Asher Yatzar. It's part of the first things. Shulchan Aruch is referring to that in Sid Beis. He says that some people Mersader when they come to the shul, but they're not saying it in the right place. It should be in the middle of brachas shachar. What is going on over here? So, and then the third Gemara, it's Tedvav Amud Aleph, where the Gemara says, anyone who wants a makabel of Ol Malchus Shamayim Shlema should go to the bathroom in the morning, presumably go to the bathroom, then clean his hands. The Gemara proves you don't have to actually wash your hands. Erchotz b'nikayon kapai. Erchatz is washing, nikayon is preferable to wash your hands, but nikayon kol midi dimenaki, anything which makes your hands clean. If you don't have water, you could use anything. You can clean your hands on your shirt, you can clean your hands on your pants, on paper, on wood, or whatever on your couch, whatever you can do to clean them. And then you supposed to say Kriya Shema and then daven, and you're makabel ol malchus shamayim shlema. Harotzel makabel ol malchus shamayim. It doesn't say it's a chiyuv. It says if you want to. And the Gemara brings that certain tzaddikim used to do that, but it's clear it's not a chiyuv. The Gemara at Samach Beis is talking about the chiyuv. I'd like to suggest over here that we were all wrong about everything. The Rush didn't have it right. The Rashba didn't have it right. The Gemara in Simon is the correct explanation. Asher Netilas Yadayim is after Elokai Neshama. The first thing you see with Elokai Neshama. Now, in Sif Gimel, it says, why is there no bracha before it? So I'd like to suggest it is a bracha smuch al chaverta, but not because of Netilas Yadayim. But like the Gemara says, right before you go to sleep, you say, Amapil Chavle Shena, Really Olam Kulo B'chodo, and then when you wake up, so it's Smuch Laverta. Right before you went to sleep, you say a bracha, and now you continue when you say Lakai Neshama, Smuch Laverta. You'll say there's a half steak, a daim askonio saying no. The rush, a daim askonio saying we prove that the rush is only talking when you're not wearing any clothes. A lot of people wear clothes to bed, and even if your hands are not clean, technically you can make a bracha. We've shown daim askonio heim is only a svara for tilas daim for truma when you have kedusha. When you wake up in your hands are dirty. There's no isser of saying a bracha when your hands are dirty. Maybe it's a good idea to do it, but it's definitely not a chiyuv to wash your hands when they're dirty. So it is a bracha milch haverta. You wake up, you go to sleep, and you wake up. And then al tilas yadayim is said afterwards. The person of Berach HaShachar. I'd like to venture that al tilas yadayim is said on hygiene. It's not a bracha like all of Shachar. Berach HaShachar is we're blessing Hashem for the wisdom and the creation of all the things we can do. Azokev kafufim, matir asurim, be able to get out of bed or able to walk. The niflos habore, that we're able to act and live like human beings, and one of them is to have a clean hands and clean face, hygiene. That is the bracha al tilas yadayim. It's part of the bracha shachar. It's part of the bracha haudah that we're thanking Hashem for being human beings. Part of being a human being is hygiene. If you don't have hygiene in your life, I don't know if I can say this, but I think you're not exactly a human being if you don't practice normal hygiene. So part of normal hygiene is to wash your hands and to wash your face. It says there also. The Gemara in Daf Tedvav, where it says that Haros L'Kabel Ol Malchus Shemaim is definitely a midas chasidus. It's not a chiyuv for sure. It's not an obligation. Maybe it's a clean thing. It's a clean thing. The Gemara says that preferably, if you want to have be clean when you say Kriya Shema and Tefillah, for Kriya Shema and Tefillah, it says not for brachos, for a regular bracha. For Kriya Shema and Tefillah, maybe it's a good idea to go to the bathroom, to have nothing in your bowels, and to wash your hands, or at least to clean your hands. The problem is that, so therefore, and you wouldn't make a bracha al tilas yadayim for that, because tilas yadayim is meant for hygiene, not for cleaning your hands. I mean, also, when you go to the bathroom, you're supposed to clean your hands. That will also be hygiene, but they're masakin just every day to have hygiene, to wash your hands in the morning. It's basically cleanliness, basic hygiene. I don't think that would be a chiyuv for al tilas yadayim. So then we're left with the fact that negel vaser in the morning, it wouldn't be, the bracha is not for that. So why do we do it in the morning? It's obviously from that Gemara in Shabbos, the Gemara in Kuf Tet. The Gemara says that it's sakana yad lepet katzitz. And Rashi there says you have to wash your hands 3 times because you have tumah on your hands in the morning. It's a Rashi, it's not a Gemara. That's Rashi's explanation of the Gemara. So basically, at the end of the day, we're left with no makor even for netilas yadayim for washing negel vaser in the morning. Okay, see, such a thing. I don't know. This is what it seems to me. There is no makor for this in the morning. At best, I would say that negel vaser is like the Gemara in Daf Tedvav, where it mentions that you're supposed to in the morning before you say Kriya Shema and Tefillah, you're supposed to wash your hands. Maybe like the Rashi was saying, there's tumah on your hands. Maybe based on the Gemara in Shabbos. Maybe, but that's only a midas chasidus. It would be there's no obligation to wash your hands 3 times in the morning. There is an obligation to practice general cleanliness and hygiene, and that warrants a bracha al tilas yadayim on washing your hands and washing your face. You have to make sure you have no acne on your face. You have to wash your face, clean face, and it's kind of crazy, but this seems to be what's going on over here. The Sidurim have al tilas yadayim maybe in the wrong place, but if you were saying in the wrong place, at least kavana, that you're doing it for the cleanliness and the hygiene, and not for negel vaser and the tumah and yadayim askonios and the Rashas. Doesn't seem like that from the Gemaras. It's pretty clear from the Gemaras. It's not like that. Check it out yourself. Ask your rabbi and tell me what you think. Bye.